So let's continue discussing the laws of exponent, and this time we'll have the power rule. Okay, so in power rule, this is denoted by this equation. So let's say we have a raised to m and then raised to n. So it will just become a, just copy the base, and then m multiply with n. In power rule, we just multiply exponents. As simple as that. And then please take note that in power rule, we use this one only when there are more than one exponent or power. And as you can see in the example, we have here power of m and power of n. Again, more than one exponent or power. Okay. So to further understand this rule, let's have an example. Okay. Let's say we have here f raised to 2 and then we raise it to the power of 3. So as the power rule have said, if there are more than one power, and what we will just do is we will just multiply them. So this will become f raised to 2 times 3. And the answer here is, of course, f raised to 6. And this is already our final answer in this example. As simple as that. Okay, let's continue. Now, what if we have this kind of example here? So we have here 2g cube and then we raise the whole term into 4. Okay, so how to do this one? First thing you have to remember is that the 2 here, please remember that this one has an invisible power of 1. Okay, please remember that any number or variable or values, they have an imaginary power of 1. So that's going to be equal to 1. And then the next thing that we need to do is we need to distribute the power to both 2 and to both also to g. So what will happen when we say distribute the power? So this is what's going to happen. Now we will have 2 the raised to 1 and then this will become raised to 4. Okay, and then now we will have g raised to 3 and then that will be raised to 4. Okay, now you can see we have here more than one power, right? So we will use the what we call power rule. So in power rule, what do we do in power rule again? In power rule, we just multiply the exponents. So here that's okay, that's what 2 raised to 1 times 4 and then g raised to 3 times 4. Continuing, now this will become 2. What's 1 times 4? Obviously that's 4 and then multiply with g raised to 3 times 4 and 3 times 4 that is 12. However, please take note that this one here, the 2 raised to 4, this one can still be simplified. And what is 2 raised to 4 again? 2 raised to 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 and that is 16. And we have here g raised to 12. So this is our final answer already. Okay, so we have here 16g raised to 12. Okay, let's have a different example now. So I guess this is also have the same situation with the previous example, but we have here more than one variable already. So how to deal with this one, sir? So again, please remember that this 3 here has an imaginary power of 1. So now, and the next one is we will, of course, again, we distribute the power to 3, to h, to I, because they are all base, okay? We have here 3 base, 1, 2, 3. So what will happen now, this will become 3 raised to 1, and then we raise it to 4, and then next thing is we have here h raised to 2, and then we raise it to 4 again, and then same thing with I that has a power of 3. Sorry about that. Okay, this is a power of 3 and then we raise it to 4. So again, following the power rule, we will have, what do we do again in power rule? We multiply exponents. So we will have here 3 raised to 1 times 4 and then multiply with h raised to 2 times 4 and then we also have I raised to 3 times 4. I hope you can still follow this one. Again, what we just did, we just multiply the power. Again, 1 times 4, 2 times 4, 3 times 4. And now we simplify. What's 1 times 4? That's 4 obviously. So this is going to become 3 raised to 4. Multiply with h raised to, what's 2 times 4? This is 8. And then we'll have I raised to, what's 3 times 4? That is 12. But again, please take note that this one here, the 3 raised to 4, this one can still be simplified, right? And 3 raised to 4, which means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is equals to 81. And then we have our h raised to 8, and then I raised to 12. So this is going to be our final answer. I hope this one is clear. Okay, let's have the last one. What if now, sir, we have this fraction? Okay, so still the same thing. Again, the first thing you have to consider is this one again should have a power of 1. This one should have a power of 1. And this, again, even though they doesn't have power here visually, they supposed to have a power of 1. Again, take note of the invisible one. Okay, so what will happen now again? We will distribute the power. We will give all of them. So this is what's going to happen. Copy the bar here. Oops, that's not good. Okay, this one. So let's say we have here. Okay, so we have 4 raised to 1, right? And then we raise to the power of 2. And then we still have the j, okay, j raised to 5. And then we raise it as well to power of 2, right? And then we have here 3 raised to 1. And then we raise it again to power of 2, same thing. And then lastly, we have here k. Is the power of k? Also 1 raised to the power of 2. So now, I hope you can still follow about the distribution, okay? We just give 4, j, k, and 3. We give all of them a power of 2. So this is what happened. The next thing is, of course, we have to simplify. And again, we will follow the power rule. And then again, in power rule, we just multiply the exponents. So what we will have here, oops, this will become, maybe I'll put somewhere here. Okay, here. This will become 4 raised to, what's 1 times 2? That's 2. And then we have here j raised to, what's 5 times 2? That's 10. All over 3 raised to, what's 1 times 2? That's 2. And then we have here k raised to 1 raised to 2. And then what's 1 times 2? That is also 2. So this one, however, please take note that we can still simplify that one, right? Okay. And that will become, what is 4 squared again? 4 squared is 16. And then we copy the j raised to 10. And then what's 3 squared? That is 9. And then we have here k squared. So this is going to be already our final answer. So why didn't you cancel 16 and 9? So actually, no need, because 16 and 9, they don't have any common factor. Okay? So this is already our final answer, and I hope you were able to get the solution.